Well, hello everybody and happy Thursday midday. This is Jarrod Alberich, the yard sale artist. Going to be doing some yard sale art today. Going to do another book page sketch. And this time I'm going to do one of my favorites. I like to do G.I. Joe characters on pages from the Infantry, Rifle, Platoon, and Squad Manual from the United States Army. I've done a whole bunch of Joe characters on that. And I've been deficient in the villains. So today I'm going to do Destro on a page from the Army Infantry, Rifle, Platoon, and Squad Manual. Hope everyone's doing well. And I'm going to get started. Actually, I'm going to start with just your old pal, the Sharpie, because this is a bigger drawing on a bigger page. So I'm going to go with a bigger marker for some of the initial lines. Ooh. I hope everybody's having a great day. If you get a chance to stop by into the chat, please say hello in the chat. In fact, let me take a second to pull up my chat menu. I see I've got some folks in watching, and I appreciate it. Today, it's all about some G.I. Joe, more specifically Cobra, as I'm going to put Destro on a page of this military manual from the Army, Infantry, Rifle, Platoon, and Squad Manual. I've done a bunch of these. They've been pretty popular. I wonder if anybody out there could just guess who the most popular characters I've drawn on these. What up, Miranda? It's good to see you. I hope things are going well for you. Haven't seen you in a while, but I'm sure we'll catch up. Always nice to hear from you. Today's stream won't take very long because this is an animated style Destro. And the animated styles don't normally take as long. So I'm just getting all those basic outlines down right now. I see we got several people watching. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, and we are on YouTube. I appreciate it wherever you're watching, and feel free to say hi in the comments. It's always nice to see folks and chat with them. And I tell you what, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you went over to my YouTube channel and gave me a subscription. We just broke 70 this week, 70 subscribers, which is exciting since I've only had the channel up for less than 2 weeks, I think, maybe 10 or 12 days. So you guys have been great, and I really appreciate it. How many Joe fans have we got out there today? I know I love G.I. Joe. That is the #1 toy from my childhood. What up, GLHG in the chat? Always a pleasure to see you, GL. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday midday. Oh, that noise you might have just heard would be one of my good friends subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Miranda. I appreciate that. Picking up some likes over there on Facebook, getting some chat going. Hey, GLHG, if you're still tuned in, buddy, would you do Courtney's job for me and just kind of check the audio balance? We're listening to the smooth sounds of Joe November like we always do on this channel because Joe's my boy. I appreciate your input on the audio balance if you get a second, bud. Speaking of Joe, as usual, I will plug his album. Just came out. Beats Without Homes. By Till November. T-I-L-L November. Available on all your major and even some of your minor downloadable music platforms, including Apple Music and Google Play. As you can hear, the beats are very smooth and relaxing. I love to draw to them. Can't recommend them enough. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up, GL, on the audio levels. Appreciate that. We're going to get some pretty quick Destro action done today. I appreciate those thumbs ups that I picked up over there on Facebook. I appreciate everybody who's stopping by. I've seen a few numbers in the old watchers bin, and I appreciate that. So I think, GL, if you're still around, you're my chat buddy today, apparently. I think the question I was asking is, on these G.I. Joe book page sketches, of which I do several, what character would you suspect is the most popular? Which one sells the best? I've sold the most of this particular character. Fill in the blank. Who do you think it is, Gio? Or anybody out there in the chat. I'd love to hear your thoughts, or just who your favorite Joe is. Or Cobra. I'll tell you right now, my favorite Cobra is actually Firefly. Love Firefly. So I'm going to get all these base kind of fat lines down with this here Sharpie. Then I'm going to come back and fine tune said lines with my Pigma Micron pens. Then I'll add some color. And then it'll probably be about time to go pick up my little one from school. I think I've got all the major lines down that I want. Let me just take a look. Oh, got a little bit of a highlight I want to put right there. Major line work is now done. GLHC says Duke, Snake Eyes, or Storm Shadow. I'll go with Snake Eyes, and my favorite is always Duke. You should go with Duke, buddy. I've sold more Dukes than any other character. And honestly, it hasn't even been close. It's like, for every one I sell of the other characters, I sell 2 Dukes. Now, I'm still adding some characters to the repertoire. So he's the current champ. Admittedly, I only recently added Snake Eyes. I did my first Snake Eyes drawing. So we'll have to see how that goes. He might be the new champ. Flint also does really well. Folks love the Flint. Now what I'm doing is I'm going around and I'm making all the lines flush at their junction points. And that way they flow smoother. They don't look choppy. This marker ain't doing me so good. I think that one might be dying on me. while I'm at it, I'm going to bold his... All right, that was stupid because he's filled in with black anyway, but it'll pay off over here when I bold his general outline. Basically doing a double thick line. Will make it really stand out. And that's always one of the keys to doing book page sketch work. Sometimes you want a little more heavier lines than you normally do. Because once again, those words on the page do everything they can to take away from the drawing. So you got to do everything you can to sort of build it back up. So I want to thicken up his his neckline and his ear a little and his head. But his head, I'm going to start thick and then I'm going to go to a thinner line as it kind of comes to the point of his head. Do the same thing on the other side. A thicker line lower, but then as it comes to the top of his head, I'll let it go thin again. That creates a nice little visual effect. Again, kind of go around the ear, just a little extra layer of thickness around the major separation points. You know, the head separating from this collar thing he wears should be a little thicker than a detail line. So I'm going to do that. I tell you what, though, Destro's still a fan favorite. I mean, when you were a kid, if you're my age and you were a kid, you know anybody that didn't like Destro? Heck no. Everybody wanted a Destro in their figure collection. Oh man, I remember when they came out with the gold head Destro and the world went crazy. All right, so this pin wasn't doing me so good. I think it might be dying. Let me try this other 8 pin that I have. GLA, she says, if you would color it, what would you do for the head? Oh, I'm gonna color this. That's for show. And I will show you some tricks I'm gonna do when I color Destro's head, if that is indeed what you're asking about, GL. Smooth him out. Smooth out some of these lines. Sharpen some of the points on the end of them with a finer tipped marker. Not super fine. I mean, it's still a number 8, but when you're working at this size, this is about as fine of a marker as I'm going to be using. Like I said, just smoothing out some of those rough spots in the lines. All right, let's do the easy stuff first, which is his black shirt. Just fill in some blacks. Use a nice fat marker for some fill-ins. So what's for lunch today, everybody? This is kind of late lunch in my area, my neck of the woods. I'm in Central Time, so it's 1:39. I didn't really have lunch so much as I had brunch today. I had a late breakfast, but I kind of had more than I normally would eat for breakfast because I was hungry. What up, Chola? For once, it's not the middle of the night, right? That's cool. Joe T is in the chat. You see Joe Thomas in that chat. That is AKA Joe November. As always, can't say enough about his musical geniusness, if that's a word. But he is the creator of the smooth jam we're listening to right now. Please check out his SoundCloud. Just search Joe November on SoundCloud and you'll find him. Always making cool stuff. And of course, this is off of his album Beats Without Homes, which I can't recommend enough. As usual, I dropped some light pencil lines to keep me on point. So now I'm just going to get rid of those. Some of the errant pencil lines, if you will. Just want to even this line out a little better. So a little bit of a wobbly line. I like it better now. There we are. See one more area where I need to smooth it right here. These line doesn't quite match up, so I got to smooth it out. There we go. All the little details add up, ladies and gentlemen. They all add up. All right. I got a lot of red to do. And so I'm going to go into, I believe I was given this pack for Christmas. Joe says he's having Chipotle for lunch. Chola said, because she lives in Europe, they did pizza for dinner, vegetable soup for GLHG. Black Cat Bakery special is from my friend Miranda. I wonder what the special was today. And Joe gives some shout outs to MC Till. Like I've told people, Joe, I know you're joining late, but like I told him earlier, it's a collaboration album between you and MC Till. Just look up Till November, Till November. And of course, Beats Without Homes on your favorite music obtaining platform. And chances are it's going to be there. And just make sure you get an eyeful of that beautiful, beautiful cover art. A little bit of me and my buddy Ace Wheelie. Hey, Joe, if you are still in the chat, I do have a question for you that I'm certain I can ask you face to face because I'm going to be seeing you in a few days. But just for the fun of it, track 12, the very last track on the Beats Without Homes album. Is that you? Bleeding right through the page, people. Is that you, or is that MC Till, or is that the both of yous? It's one of my favorite tracks on the album. I will admit it. So I was just wondering, I was like, "Ooh, is that a new Joe, or is that an MC Till, or what do we got there?" This red is really bleeding through because it's a brand new marker on this paper, so I'm going to put a little cardboard back. I'm not too worried about the desk. Like I say, I always come back and clean the desk with a little fingernail polish remover. Works great. I don't want it to bleed through onto the desk, and then I move the paper, and now red bleeds through where there's not supposed to be red, like a double bleed through. That'd be no good. But double bleed through sounds like a really cool band name, doesn't it? Yeah, I play bass for double bleed through. Oh, thank you, GLHG. And Miranda says it was Cajun food stuff. Cajun seafood stuffed baked potato. That does sound pretty good. I gotta admit. I like you did all right today, my friend. Wait, why are we saying poor Joe? I missed it. Did something bad happen to Joe? Oh, because he's going to be seeing me in a few days. I get it. Gio. Hurt feelings, HG. Yep, I'm going to be winging my way out to beautiful San Antonio and spend a little time with my best bud, Joe November. Just to have some fun. Just hadn't seen him in so long. So that will be good times. The big thing the big event that we're going for, even though I'll be there for a few days ahead, a few days after, much to Joe's chagrin, I'm certain, is we got tickets to that I think is the 35th anniversary of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and Paul Rubens is touring it around the U.S. and doing like a live chat thing, and then you watch the movie and all that stuff. So we've always both enjoyed Pee-wee's Big Adventure, so I believe we're going to be go checking that out. That's going to be fun. We are children of the 80s. It's Pee-wee's Big Adventure and, of course, Destro on a page from actual military manual. Now, while I was coloring that, I saw something I didn't like. There's some errant. There we go. Clean up some of the pencil lines. And if you've paid attention on previous episodes of these pop-up videos where I draw book page sketches, I have told you that one of the best shading colors for red is actually brown. And so I'm going to drop some brown on top of this red to do a little shading work. Oh, yeah, Miranda, we're definitely looking forward to it. We are definitely looking forward to it. Plus, it's going to be extra fun to watch that Pee-wee, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, right there in San Antonio, downtown San Antonio, which is where the Alamo is. And for those of us who really know our Pee-wee's Big Adventure, we all know that that's where he was headed. He was trying to get to the basement of the Alamo, only to discover... Spoiler alert, if you've never seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure, now's the time to turn off the audio, only to discover that there is no basement at the Alamo. Okay, hopefully the spoiler people are back now. If you live in spoilers free on a 35-year-old movie, I can respect that. Go, a little brown shading action. Do it again over here. Good. Now, let me grab a 20% gray. Yep, this is a 20% gray. And so it's a very, very light gray. And I just drew off a couple of spots using the very, very, very light gray that I want to remain white, so they'll have a good highlighted look to them. When it's all said and done. So here we go, like I said, just a 20% gray. Really light gray. I've left a few spots of page to show through, so it'll give it sort of a cool reflective look. Then I'm going to go in and find me a 50% gray, which this is. Let's see which one I like best. It's a 20. All right, so this is a 50% gray now that I will bring in. Add shadow. GLHG in the chat asks, is there a G.I. Joe character that I am dreading to draw? Dreading, he said. Not really. No, nothing springs to mind. I mean, they're all kind of fun in their own way. I guess like some of them can get pretty, like Serpentor can get pretty intricate. So, I mean, I would say I'm dreading to draw Serpentor, but again, he can kind of be intricate. So he'll take longer than most. 50. Just a little dark there under there. I'll bring a little dark under here. A little dark under the eyes. A little dark under the nose. There we go. Oh my goodness, my alarm's gone off. That means I just have a couple minutes before I got to go pick up my son, but that's all right. I think we're going to be done here soon. Inside of the mouth, all nice and red-like, and then again, darken it with brown. There we go. We'll do up the collar next. Let's see, I got a 70% gray and a 50% gray. And we'll do, where's my 20 that I used before? There we go, 20 as the base color. Always go light to dark, people. Always start your base color with your lighter shade. And then bring your darker shade in. Over the light. It will serve you well. In fact, I'm going to give another layer. I'm going to do 3 layers of gray just because I'm feeling it today. A lot of times I'll do two-tone coloring. And I'll bring up another layer of a darker layer up into the face a little bit. Just to give, oh yes, yes, I like that. Just to give it a little more personality. Love it when the gambles pay off. All right, all I gotta do now, smooth out these lines on his necklace, color it up, then some skin tone, and we will be set. The jewel, as we all know, is red. I'm going to use this crimson red from Prismacolor because it's really bold. I like that. And I'm going to come back on it in a second, show you a little trick. Its housing is a very light gray. So I'm going to go to my lightest gray. Get rid of this errant pencil lines that I see again. And give the casing of the jewel just a light gray. around it. And then, let's see if I can find a little, to give the jewel a little sparkle, I'm going to take this white marker. I want to make sure it's going good. There we go. Just give it just a little dab of, gives it just a little shine. Makes it look like it's a little bit sparkly. And finally, skin tones on the chest. And we's about done. Why I decided to talk like Jar Jar Binks there, I don't know, but I did. It's a personal choice. And these skin tones that I have, man, they get used a lot. These markers are on the verge of death. And I ordered a new pack of skin tones yesterday. I finally cracked and ordered some more markers because these, like I said, are on death's door. I'm like Scotty over here, just giving it all she got, Captain. Which is ironic because Destro's Scottish too. Laird Destro. The one nice thing about a dyeing marker is it won't go as even, and sometimes on skin tones it's actually a good thing because instead of getting like this one hard tone, you get kind of a fluctuation. It doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Let's add some final skin shading here. And over and then up. Give it a shade back here. Just about got it. Since we are winding down, I'll remind you that we're listening to the smooth sounds of MC Till and Joe November. Comboed, they're called Till November. Check out their album. Beats Without Homes. And this Destro on a page from an army manual is about done. So some spots in here I'm going to add, and that'll dry out and smooth out. What up, Genome? And that, my friends, as they say, is that another G.I. Joe book page sketch is ready to go out the door. If you need something like this in your life, hit me up. You see my Twitter handle. It's also my Facebook and Instagram right there on the bottom left of your screen. Standard size book page sketches are just $22. That includes shipping here in the US. These larger size Joe ones are just $25. There's a couple extra bucks because they're bigger and they soak up more marker. Really, I have to spend a little more on supplies because of the marker soak that these do. But I think they come out all right. I hope you like it. Destro on a page from the Army Infantry Manual. Thank you, Miranda, for such kind words. Thank you, Chola. I really appreciate all the nice words you guys say, all the support when you pop in and say hello. I do have a wonderful sales site. You just go to www.theyardsaleartist.com. That was initially set up by my good friend Miranda in the chat. Again, thanks for being here. I'm going to go pick up my son. Y'all be cool, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.